I do want to tell you we have a basketball party this week. We will be out in the wild on Thursday and Friday. We'll be at Stadium Sports Bar at A&A Sportsbook up there in Ridgefield.
You are correct.
So you should come up there.
I always find it weird because it's La Center, but on the other side of the freeway, it's Ridgefield.
Yeah.
It's the La Center exit, but technically it's Ridgefield. Take a right to La Center, don't do that. Left to the casino.
Yeah, Ridgefield sounds better than La Center.
I think that's what it is.
Because it's nicer.
Hey, it's a valid point. We don't have a casino. There's some card rooms, and that's about it. Trust me, when you get off the freeway, there's never been someone that's been like, hey, I wonder which way to go. The giant monstrosity casino and hotel that's super nice is right there.
All of our local shows will be live Thursday and Friday out there. It's brought to you by George McCoy at Warren Allen Attorneys at Law. And it is also brought to you by Coors Light and Video Only. Thursday and Friday. It's a lot of fun.
Well, yeah. I mean, we drink, we eat. There's about a gajillion TVs. And more importantly, you can live bet them. Hello? What are we doing?
You can live bet them. Just bring cash.
I think the only team you can't bet on is the Zags.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to bet on the Zags because they're in Washington.
That's the only one. It's the only Washington team.
The trendy 12-5. Okay, so Roppy Brackets is back. Thank you.
Talk to me.
Yeah, so there's a 12-5 upset.
I like the 2012. I love the 2012-5.
2012. And the 2012-5 this year is UCSD over Michigan.
Yes.
And the reason for that is UCSD has the nation's longest winning streak. They have won 15 basketball games in a row. And styles make fights. The Michigan team has struggled with turnovers all year. They are number 328 in turnovers. Care to guess where UCSD sits in forcing turnovers?
I'm guessing they're top 5.
They are number 2.
There you go.
Now, the interesting thing about this matchup, too, is that Michigan is huge. They have the two big guys in the middle. They run that pick and roll with those guys. Has UCSD seen anything like that in the Big West? The answer is likely no.
Yeah.
The best team they've beaten is Utah State. So that's a trendy. You know, the point spread is like 2.5.
Which is bizarre, considering I think this is the first year that the Tritons, I believe.
The Tritons.
I didn't even know.
The Tritons.
I didn't either.
Tritons, right?
Oh, Tritons?
The Tritons, not the Tritons.
I thought.
Tritons.
Okay, my bad.
I didn't even know that. Like when I saw UC San Diego, my first thought was like, "Are we talking about the Toros?"
The Toros.
No,
yeah.
That's
two different teams.
That's, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess this is the first year of being eligible. They had to go through the 4-year process from Division I, up to Division I. So, this was watching and hearing people talk about them. My first thought was, who? Never heard of them in my life. But apparently now they're getting ready to knock off Michigan.
So we had two. Well, nobody really thinks a lot of Michigan, even though they just won the Big Ten tournament.
I know, right?
They were kind of stumbling down the stretch, and so I don't know. I don't know. That's an interesting one. I would say that there is an actual 12-5 matchup where the 12 seed is favored. Have you seen that?
No. Who's favored?
Colorado State is favored to beat Memphis, and Colorado State is the 12.
I did see, like, someone put together, it might have been SI, that put together like 5 teams that are poised for a deep run, and that was one of them. I guess I didn't realize.
Well, who? Colorado State?
Colorado State.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't realize that they were favored in that game.
Well, I got to tell you.
I think the Mountain West has been pretty bad in recent tournaments.
Yes, the Mountain West. Outside of
horrible.
Outside of San Diego State making the
Right.
Final Four, it has been pretty bad. Yes. But the thing there is, I feel like no one thinks Penny Hardaway's a good coach. Like Memphis has decent players, but they're sloppy. They turn it over, and Colorado State's really well coached. And I think they're favored. They're the 12.
Their coach, is it Medved? Is
Yes.
like a really hot name to take a step up to a big program.
Yeah.
Someone points out, what does John Anthony think about this? Do we have confirmed information that Colorado State will indeed
I'm sure he'll be back on this week, don't you
win
think?
this game? I would hope so. I mean,
So
what
we
better
had-
time to have confirmed information, and he wants to go 5-0.
We had 2 12-seed upsets last year. The 5s that went down last year were Wisconsin and St. Mary's. Overall, the 12 seeds win 35% of the time against the 5 seed. And, of course, Oregon and Liberty is a 5-12 matchup this year.
Yeah.
I don't know much about Liberty at all.
I don't either. I have not watched 1 second of Liberty. I was, again, just reading through some of the breakdowns. I guess they shoot the 3 ball pretty well, and they defend the 3 pretty well. So,
Do you think they're going to be super pissed about that Fiesta Bowl loss?
oh yeah, I forgot about
Dan Lanning?
I forgot about that. The Fighting Falwells will be looking for some
Yeah.
sort of revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's my big takeaway from my brief foray into Liberty basketball. Shoot the 3-ball, defend the 3-ball. After that, couldn't tell you.
Well, in 33 of the last 39 tournaments, a 12 seed has pulled off at least one upset.
Yeah, but they always say be careful in that because, like, everyone always picks, you don't want to pick 3, 5, 12 upsets in your bracket and then get one of them right and be like, ha, I told you.
No, I would venture to say the Colorado State one is the one you should bet on.
Yeah.
I mean, after all, they are favored. But I think I got to go look up this stat. But I think that when the lower seed is favored over the higher seed, many times,
I love this.
sometimes.
Are you talking about the trend where the worst seed favored covers?
Yeah, sorry. The
higher lower thing is really
it's
brutal
hard to
because-
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
60% of the time, it works every time.
When the higher seed is favored over the lower seed, meaning like 12 favored over a 5,
Yeah.
The favorite is the play. Even though they're favored,
Yeah.
in other words, there's a reason why they're favored.
So take Colorado State over.
Yes, that's a long and clunky way of getting to take the Rams.
It seemed a little clunky, but yeah, you could have just said, odds are.
Well, I got to look up.
Take Colorado State.
Well, I got to look up the stats. Yeah, so there's a 2012. So we're doing great.
So there's Michigan, UC, San Diego.
Yeah.
Oregon, Liberty, Bibbidi.
Yeah.
And then the one you were talking about, Memphis, Colorado
What's the
State.
other one?
Clemson and McNeese.
Okay.
Look out for McNeese. That's Will Wade's squad. They got all the juice from the equipment manager Mir Khan.
This is why I love this time of the year.
Yes.
So
It makes
basically,
me
in
sad.
every 12-5 game, look out!
Well, I got.
Look out! There's a tiger on the prowl.
Hey, Will Wade's trying to get back into the big show, and this might be his ticket.
It's not really a 5-12 thing. I think every upset, like if you're looking for guidance on underdogs, you're not going to get it because the more information you consume, the more somewhere somebody
Yes.
will name every like you'll listen to one thing and some guy will be like, "Oh, watch out for Yale."
Yeah.
And then you'll listen to another one who's like, "Watch out for McNeese." And but if you listen to enough stuff,
watch out for everybody.
you will have to watch out for every single underdog.
Because most of these, the fact that these teams are on the 11, 10, 11, 12, right? They're usually mid-major programs that are having really good years. I mean, Drake won 30 games. I think they were the first team to win 30 games this year. So clearly you win 30 games, you're really good. And when you win 30 games, there's probably a couple statistics you can point to that say this team can play with anyone. And so you get that, and that's all you need. It's really all you need is one or two stats, right? They're number 3 in the country in committing turnovers, and then they play a team that turns the ball over a lot. And you're like, well, look out for this.
Well,
Buck's going with the mighty Will Wade. Hey, I've heard of Will Wade. Therefore,
McNeese
State
is also the only school that has a student manager with 3 NIL deals.
Well,
so,
then,
come on, dude.
I mean,
that's a vibes thing.
You
You
betting
can't mess
against
with that.
You betting against that?
I'm not betting McNeese versus Clemson. I don't fill out a bracket. When we're up at A, I place a handful of bets on individual games, and I do it that way, and it keeps me more engaged and more interested than just filling out one random bracket that I couldn't begin to tell you. These people filling out their brackets, it's fun. Put your little office pool in, but stop acting like you have any idea.
These people are crazy.
Unless
There's
you're Jay
something wrong with
Billis,
them.
please don't tell me.
That's the beauty of sports is like we all think we know everything about everything, and we want to tell everybody about it.
Exactly.
Well, March Madness is sneakily the time of year that guy that doesn't know very much about sports runs into one because he can tell everyone I had that upset in my bracket.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Feels good.
And by the
baby.
way,
Feels good, baby.
your wife, your girlfriend, they don't care. Just
No.
much like
Feels great, baby.
Much like you filming the grainy video at the concert. Just
No one cares.
Let it go. Let it go.
We're happy for you, but that's about all.
Put the few bucks in your pocket that you won and move on.